Hello, my friends. Welcome. See, I'm trying to, you know what I mean, turn a new leaf. Some people might have been offended by my earlier intros, you know what I mean, where I was coming all crazy and ragged. Now I'm coming like as a civilized gentleman. You like that? Good. So it's not going to happen again. So I am ragged, man. So deal with it. I'm just kidding. I have this beautiful instrument up here. It's in very, very poor condition, actually. But it's got most of its accoutrements. It's got the knobs. It's got its bridge. It's got strap buttons. Works. You know what I mean? It's just real dirty looking. You know what I'm saying? What can I say? You know what I mean? I was at the swap meet. I always start my little story with that, right? And there was this Spanish guy behind this table. I was with my daughter, and it's always good to have your daughter with you. You know what I mean? So you get a sympathy sometimes. People are like, oh, sometimes it doesn't do anything, but this time it did. You know what I mean? The guy, I had like $6 left to my name because for some reason, everything that my daughter ever wanted, we encountered other than things that I wanted. So I spent all my money on things that she wanted. And she's very happy. She had like all that stuff rattling behind her back. And an old Guitkit was just like carrying her stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I love my kids, so you know what I mean. I'll do whatever it takes. You know what I'm saying? So I get to the last stretch of tables, and this Mexican guy, he's got three guitars in front of his table, all beat up old ass electric guitars, and this one is definitely from the '60s. I was like, oh, how much do you want for this instrument? $10. I looked in my pocket. I had a $5 bill in one pocket, and I had a $1 bill in the other pocket. And that's all the money I left. I was like, oh, my money. And he's seen my daughter, and he's seen that all the things I had were obviously not from me. Hey, maybe they were from me. No, they weren't from me. Anyway, and he his heart like the Grinch, he's like, okay. And he gave it to me for $6. Beautiful. And it's lovely, lovely instrument. I love these. I love, love, love these Kawai, mid-60s Hound Dog Taylor types. You know what I mean? It looks pretty good, but the one thing that's all messed up about it, I must say, tuners, man. See that? Somebody has taken the original tuners off and built these hybrid tuners used in classical tuners. And I was almost just going to keep it because it's kind of cool, but they're all messed up as it is. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to do something to kind of trick it out to make it look like it did when it first came out of the factory. The brand that was originally on this, because there's nothing on there, was a brand name of Melodier. Now, Melodier, I think, is probably a house brand for somebody. That's been lost to time. Nobody at this point really knows. A lot of people are looking for answers. I don't have it. Melodier was a house brand for somebody, made by Kawai, this particular instrument. Lots of Melodiers out there. Not too many of them, but you know what I mean? There's enough to know that somebody was ordering Melodiers from Japan, from different companies, from Wyatone, from early Tiesco, for quite some time in the early 60s, early to mid 60s. This one is a Kawai, probably around 1966, I'm saying. It's got these silver switches, which is a little bit unique. You don't really see that. Usually it's little black switches, the little kind of like Hofner switches, but this is like an anomaly. They're also the only other example I've seen this particular thing with that silver kind of switch. I've seen Kingstons that are generally red or solid white or red. I've never seen another sunburst or anything other than a Melodier. I've seen three examples of the Melodier that I've checked on the internet. So we're going to try to sort of make this into that Melodier of our dreams. So I'm going to flip you around, and I'm going to flip with you, like Flip Wilson. You know what I'm saying? You know where to know that the shadow do, right? The shadow do. Right? If you know Flip Wilson, you know what I'm talking about. I'll see you in 1/2 of a millisecond. That's not really that. That's a really, really short period, right? But I'm going to flip you around and we'll talk about time. Lordies. There she blows. But who exactly is there? And where's she blown? So this is a unique sort of instrument among the Kawai line. The Hound Dog Taylor shape. We've done one of these before. This was the instrument I was actually working on, I believe, during the onset of the pandemic. And I was trying to redo the tremolo on it. And I was getting like the B5 handle. China, it took like 2 months to get it. So I did like part 1, and then part 2 was like 3 months later. You know what I'm saying? And like half my viewers were dead. Anyway, that's the story of life. So I'm not even going to bother actually with this particular example of rebuilding that tremolo. A lot of people seem to have taken them off because they're a little cumbersome. I have 3 Kawais, pretty similar to this, that all have the tremolo intact to them, or original tremolo, the ones that, you know, aforementioned one that I just talked about that we rebuilt. And we'll take a closer look at that one in a minute. Just want to show you this instrument here on the slab. Electronics work like a charm. Plug it right in. You know what I'm saying? The action is slinky, beautiful. The neck is in great condition. A little bit of chipping, you know what I mean? Excess chipping around the headstock. We got the steel reinforced neck sticker missing, but the made in Japan is there. Just leave it like that. You know what I mean? We are going to want to make the Melodier logo here. Usually there was a little piece of tin, like a tin oval, with like a little logo screen printed on it. We're going to, you know, make a jerk off one. You know what I mean? That's going to look great. You know what I mean? It's sort of just, because we're going to have this in player condition, obviously, because we're not going to reproduce the tremolo. We can always take the tremolo piece off of, you know, I got, like I said, 3 other examples if we wanted to, like, show off. You know, a screwdriver is all we need. Right? Screwdriver and a dream. I'm not really a tremolo user. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like fucking Hank Marvin. You know what I'm saying? I got no shadow. I got no shadow. You know what I'm saying? So I got nothing else really to do about this. Cleaning up, it's filthy dirty. It's filthy dirty. I like to just, you know, before we go to the slab, the lab, the trap, the nightclub, you know, where are we going? Before we go to the laboratory, I like to bring it to our comfortable sanding chair and put this next to like a better example instrument and just kind of show you what we're going to do. Kind of show you exactly what we're talking about. I mean, we got to make a decision about these tuners. Part of me kind of want to be like, what's a cool kind of thing what he did, you know what I mean? And he hollowed these out. You can see how he's hollowed each one. You know, whittled it away like a fucking little beaver. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty cool. We can either preserve his art, the original owner. That's pretty cool because we have all the things. We just need to get another set. You know what I'm saying? Or we can just be real about it and try to make it look like it should. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't really give a fuck about it, the little beaver shit. You know, honestly, I think, you know what I mean? You kind of defile the instrument by doing it. So we're trying to get rid of this fucking, you know what I mean? Hello, Mr. Woodchuck likes the guitar. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't like it. Go back in here, a hole, you fucking rodent. You know what I'm saying? So let's go over to a comfy chair. I want to put you next to like a beautiful example of this instrument, and we'll talk about it together. Right? Together. This is very nice, actually. It's got everything else other than the see you in a minute. So I want to show you something. I want to show you. I want to show you the goods. I want to show you the goods. Ooh. That's like a real nice example of one of these kind of instruments. The different pickups. Same headstock, same neck. You know what I mean? It would be the same tremolo. If we dared to try to reproduce it, you know what I'm saying? But it's the same base piece and all that. Different pickups, different switches, switches. These have been painted in chrome. Isn't that cool, man? That's sort of like rarity, man. So this is a Kingston example, but we know exactly, you know what I mean, what we're looking at. It's like a screen printed on tin. This, I believe, is a reproduction. This is what the original tuners look like. So this piece is actually readily available, people. You still get it. That's what the sticker looked like for the steel reinforced neck. We're not going to really bother with that. This is, like I said, a very good example of one of these instruments. We're going to try to make something that looks kind of like this, and nobody, you know, really touches it, going to check it out. And tuners that look like this, we're not going to try to, you know what I mean, save his little fucking beaver stings. You know, say, fuck the beaver thing. We're trying to forget it all. It happened. So, from AliExpress, man, you can pretty much get this, you know what I mean, set right here. Relatively cheap. And it looks almost to be exactly the same as, you know what I mean, the original. You know what I'm saying? It's the same exact spacing. The heads look the same. I'm saying the originals. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much the same deal. And you see how these bushings here, which go in a little bit, not hard to find, expensive. You can get these. They come with pretty much all the cheap sort of, you know what I mean, import 3x3s really. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've ever really used my guitar. I think twice I have to hide shit like this. You know what I mean? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just screw this guy, the back of this instrument, with 2 screws maybe. You know what I mean? Very lightly screwed in there with like masking tape, holding it up kind of. And we're gonna take these and we're gonna douse them with glue. Sink them on there, and then we're going to pull that off real quick, but these will stay where they, you know, put. And then when it's dried, we'll stick it back up there to make sure it works. Put a little bit of crazy glue around the corners. You know what I mean? Get away with it, man. Get away with it, you know what I'm saying? The cheesy way. And then we'll reproduce like the sticker in a cheesy way. Clean this guy up there. I'll see you in the laboratory with the strings off. All right? Strings off time, pal. Time to get your strings taken off, alright? Welcome back to the laboratory. So we took those 3 remaining strings off, and this thing fell off. Wasn't one screw in there, man. Looks like it was probably the original plate, though. I don't know if these are original. These might have been replaced. And this, of course, fell off. Right. Of course it fell off, man. Of course it did. Well, yeah, it's really banged up pretty bad as the headstock. You can see it's been like really drilled in a very manhandly way. We don't like that, man. We like things to be smooth and handly. So I want to clean this off. Not sure what that is. I want to try to get this rust off. So let's take a piece of steel wool and get this off. And let's try to get this off somehow with a sponge. Very carefully. I'll see when this has been resolved. All right? Resolved. Everything else looks alright. I mean, other than those things for the scrubbing portions of the partition. Okay? See you in a moment. Alright. Because this is like a middle piece. It was never really chromed. Right? So it was like kind of rusting permanently. But you know what I mean? But the steel wool pretty much did a great job. We did wiped it down afterwards with a magic erase sponge after we got, you know, this one clean too. Just even things out. But I mean, you see the chrome's been sort of rejuvenated without being cleaned off. Take a little magnet, get all these shavings out of here, right? Put a little bit of WD-40, you know what I mean? Like I said on here, rejuvenate it. So let's wipe all this shit off there, right? And clean the whole thing off. This fucking furniture polish, man. It's regular old Dollar Tree furniture polish. Just clean this fucking thing off. All of it. Front and back, side to side. It's filthy. I'll see when we're all cleanly. See you in a minute. What a difference. A little bit of furniture polish. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that, people. You're a star and you don't even know it. You're a star. So, let's flip it here for just a second now. Look at this, man. These are mismatches. And I first saw this, I was like, oh, what? Somebody must have stuck these in there. And then I looked at some examples, and actually, all the ones that are the Melodier examples on the internet have this screw, even though the Kingston model have this type of screw. So I'm going to take this screw out. I think that these will actually work. I found these in the old stock screws. They look to be the same size. Correct. You know what I mean? I'm believing these to be the correct ones. Let's take these out and see if they'll work. If not, maybe we'll just replace them with these. Nobody will ever know. Then we'll hold on to these in case we need them. Let's just see what we can do. See you in a second. Oh, screws fit in there like a glove. Perfect, perfect, perfect. The perfect time was had by all. Isn't that great? So the next thing we want to do is we want to just take some steel wool and go over these frets with a little bit of mineral oil on the steel wool. It seems like everything's even. All the notes ring strong and true on the 3, you know what I mean, strings that were on here. So we're not going to really, you know what I mean, do too much crazy effort onto it, you know what I mean? So let's just do that and let it seep in for 25 minutes. Let's see we're all greased up. Also, you'll be able to get all this. See this? This is like, You know what I mean? 50 years worth of shit. Right? Let's get it out. See when we're all greased. Yes, my greasy friend. Let's let it seep in, and I'll see you shortly. Yes. It's about 20 minutes. Pretty much sept. We have another 5 minutes. Just like to put the nail in the coffin. So we see a lot of like, banging around the clowns on this front headstock here. Especially around the holes where this guy's, you know what I mean? Reamed it out for fucking classical tuners in there. So I'm just going to take a old black furniture marker, especially in here. Just, you know what I mean? Clean up the edges a little bit. Just a little bit, not too much. I'm not going ape shit, this is all fucked up, but let's do that now. And then when we're done doing that, we can wipe off the rest of this. All the rest of this cream. Get it off the egg salad. See you in a second. That's what we're looking for. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Just to make it like for like a guitar that's been just, you know what I mean, thrown into the gutter, so like a much loved instrument. Right? From a piece of shit to a piece of shite. So we have a beautiful oil finish on this guy. And we got the old Dollar Tree, you know what I mean, furniture polish on the rest. So let's try to preserve these finishes. I got some old butchers. Yes, I'm actually use real butchers on the rosewood, man, just for the hell of it, man. These are good instruments and they're fun to play. So let's do it with good stuff. And we'll put some others and everything else, man, everything else, man. Get it all shiny up. You see, you know what I'm saying? It's like tricks of the trade, people. Like sand in the hourglass. I'll see you when we're all buffed up, shiny. Buffed up, man. What? Beautiful. Just beautiful. Look at that. Oh. 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 Oh, my butterfly. Fly away, butterfly. That's just where I want it. Just where I want it. So, let's proceed with the music, Doc. So, let's flip this guy over. Let's look back here. The back of your neck. Hey, I want to look at the back of your neck. You got the tuners. The holes line up perfectly. Of course they do. Of course they do. Waiting for certain, right? Waiting for certain. Lined up over here. Right? Whoop. Stay lined up there. Do not deviate from the script. Right? Perfect, man. Perfect. So we're going to put one of the screws in here, here, and here. 3 screws. 1, 2, 3. Right? I'll see you when that's done. You darn fool. Mm-hmm. Actually put 5 or 7 screws in. You know why? Because I turned it around. That's all this. Oh man, it was like all kind of really ugly. So I wanted to make sure, especially this one, really off kilter, that was his doing, not my doing. But I found out even in that truth be known, when I take one of these guys, and this guy's the worst, right? And I put that on there, pretty much covers the whole damn thing. Right? So what we're going to do is we are going to glue them on there. One of these guys. What? Yes. It's a regular old hot glue gun, folks. We're going to put a little machine oil on the base of the shafts. Just turn it as we put the glue in there. And it's going to be all right, man. I'll see you when that's done. Right? There it is, man. Easy as that, man. And these shafts are all, you know what I mean, protected by that big heaping glue that's in there. Every single one of them turns freely. Nothing got messed up. Put all the rest of the screws in there, man. So nothing looks afoul. Nothing looks asunder. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna put strings on top of that anyway, so they're not gonna go anywhere. Looking gorgeous, looking gorgeous. A little bit of machine oil, man. A little bit of appliance oil. This is from a razor. This is really good stuff, though, man. It's really good from Germany. Right, you just put it at the base so it doesn't catch on to that hot glue. It's great, man. So let's talk about reproducing this little shield, man. We're going to do it in 2 different ways. We see which one is best. We put the best one on the guitar. Experimental trial. Let's see you in the learning laboratory. All right. So this is the best example I can find on the internet of the Melodier badge. Little tin badge, you know what I mean? I could probably buy one, $40, something like that. I'm going to make one real quick. Real jacked off. This is the way we're going to do it, right? So here's the picture. Highest quality picture I could find, right? So I brought it in the old Photoshop, right? And I made it in the black and white, right? And the next thing I had to do, get rid of those strings. See that? First the strings going across it. Now I got rid of the strings, right? And then after I got rid of the strings, I had to clean up the details a little bit, so I would darken that out a little bit. You know what I mean? Darken it out a little bit. You know, bring some of the detail back in there. You know what I'm saying? Force it back in there. And then I brought it into like a line art sort of setting. You know, bringing it right into the line art. Make it look nice for the people. You know what I'm saying? Rotate it. You know what I'm saying? Get it a little bit cleaner. You know, right? Just isolate it. You know what I'm saying? And then bang, bang. So we're going to bring this into, you know what I mean? We can bring it into the office. You know what I mean? It's that PowerPoint, really. That's what I usually use, right? Print it out. LaserJet printer. Regular old, just plain paper. You know what I mean? 92 brightness. If you want to know my brightness preference. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to, not graphics, text mode. Text mode. You can do, 600 DPI, that's okay. 1200 if you're a real champion. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying either way. I'll see you after we have it printed out. Check the size on the guitar. You know what I mean? Don't be a hero, Billy. Right? See you in a moment. Hey. Yes. So there it is. Looks perfect. I made a little proof sheet. You know what I mean? All slightly different sizes. And the one at the top was the one I figured would be the perfect one. And of course, I don't have to cut any further, so I wasted my time. What do you mean it's backwards? Yes, folks, because this is way number 1. Actually, I got like 6 or 7 different ways, so we'll just keep doing it until we find one that actually looks good in person. We might even not have to do way number 2. This is the first way. All right, so I got to print it backwards. What is he doing? Well, let's print like a sheet of like 4 or 5 of these. You know what I mean, with the right size, on a transparency and high quality. It's gonna be real easy, folks. If this works, you guys are in for a real short one. Because I think this is the best of them all. I'm not even a bother if it's excellent, right? Let's print it out in transparency. I'll see you then. No, that's a transparency. See that? Folks over 40 will know what a transparency is, right? So anyway, this one looks like the best to me. I have this tape. This is like, I guess, used for duct work. It's aluminum foil tape with adhesive on the back. Adhesive happens to be clear. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick this to this. Even though we're not got the shiny side, we want the muted side. We want the muted aluminum side. That's what we want. So I'm just going to stick it to that one and cut it out. I'll show you. Well, darn. Believe me. I'll never do you no harm. Believe me, baby. Damn. Well, I'm going to say right here now, no need to go any further. You know, it's metallic in all the right way. It looks great. It's the first shot. Plan B, forget about it. Let's just attach it with some good old-fashioned rubber cement. We're going with stuff that's easily, you know what I mean, removed. Just in case, you know what I'm saying? Just in case we find one of these. Well, I was walking down to the Piggly Wiggly the other day and I found a Melodier button on the ground. I put it in my pocket as if it was a precious penny. I'll see you after we got this guy stuck on. I'll be dreaming, dreaming. It's incredible, really. I'm shining like a light on it, too. I take the flash off, right? We're just chilling in the club, man. Hey, man, where'd you get that vintage 60s Melodier? Oh, well, this was mine from back in the day. I've been shredding since the beginning of time. Looks great, man. Even your mother wouldn't know. Although she should. So these are my favorite cheapies. You know what I'm saying? They're cheapies, but they're good. And they always sort of, you know, and stretch out real quick. Sound good. Any kind of amplifier. You know what I mean? Any kind of music. Any kind of moment. Any type of guitar. It is what it is. So I'll see you in the glamour shots, man. We already know the electronics work. Everything else seems like it's sufficiently ready. Ready, set, and glam shots. It's a fucking beast, man. A little time capsule, man. Rags to riches story. You know what I'm saying? A rags to riches. Beauty and the Beast. What a fucking monster this thing is, man. It's really like a time capsule, man. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like a pile of, you know what I mean? Swap market swill. Just mere minutes back, man. Now it has a name. It has an acceptable place at a table. Look at that. I mean, it looks like genuine. The little patch of adhesive there from where it said, you know what I mean? Steel reinforced neck. It just adds to the authenticity. Look at the screws and everything. Tony, you've done it again. You know what I'm saying? Just brings me back to a simpler place in time. Hey, have you heard the new single from the Animals? Do you think Donovan's on drugs? You know what I'm saying? Wow, the Beatles are really fab. You know what I'm saying? Do you think Pete Townsend was really doing research? Or was he just, you know? Anyway, man. That's what it is, man. Spring is in the air. You know what I'm saying? It's the last few days of the apple blossom season here in New Jersey, man. So let's listen to it, man. Let's have a little segue. A springtime segue for the apple blossom time, man. Peace be with you. Look after yourself. Peace be with you. Look after yourself. Peace be with you. Look after yourself. Isn't that a beautiful spring interlude? The apple blossoms, man. That just signifies spring. That scent is spring to me. So as a gift to you, the onset of spring, I'm going to tell you where Melodier came from. Southland Musical Merchandising, Greensboro, South Carolina. Harry Greenberg founded it in, I believe, the 40s. Sold in the 60s. The On-Site Energy, I think it was, Irving Jara, right? Melodier. Courtly was the other big, you know what I mean, brand that they had, man, in case you want to know. Courtly is well followed after. Look up Courtly on the Google, and you can find out more about Southland, more about Greenberg, more about whatever you want to know. This guitar is kind of weird with the fluorescent lights, but it's a beautiful instrument, man. So it does everything it's supposed to do. You can close the pot too. I don't want to do that though. I like treble. Such a beautiful instrument. I want to play for you guys a song from the year 1920 that was originally, I believe, a hit by Charles Harrison. I first heard this song. It was a medley that Irving Kaufman recorded for Paul Neritz in the 70s. on there was a friend of mine, and I was going to remaster that, you know, and set of recordings for him, but I don't know what happened to him. He just like disappeared. I think he's still alive. He might not be. He recorded Irving Kaufman, who was one of the early recording pioneers from the Edison days. You know what I mean? He recorded him in like the 70s, like in an amateur style, like in, you know what I mean, like a Bobby G kind of style. I became friends with him. Tried to like remaster the Irving Kaufman tapes. I love Irving Kaufman. But I heard the song through him for Irving Kaufman. It was a big hit. Also, I believe in the Second World War by Andrew Sister because of his content. So I'm going to educate you guys, man. I think too many other people cover this song. I'll be with you in apple blossom time. I'll be with you, change your name to mine. One day in May, I'll come and say, happy the bride, the sun shines on her day. What a wonderful wedding there will be. What a wonderful day for you and me. Church bells will chime, you will be mine in apple blossom time. That's some culture for you, man. It's a song from 103 years ago. Happy spring to you, man. Enjoy life. Because like petals to the apple blossoms, it slowly, slowly turns to shit all over your lawn. Yeah.